My wife and I just purchased a 110-year-old house, and the first thing we're going to do is cover up all that ugly brick on the outside and get a nice, humble, modest interior on the inside. Just kidding, we're not doing any of that. What we are doing is renovating this place top to bottom ourselves as much as we can, while also trying to restore much of the original beauty that has been hidden under layers of paint and the lovely landlord specials. The bank account's at 0, our motivation's at 100.
Delusion is even higher.
So let's get started.
Would you sign with our lawyers, honey? How you feel?
Hard. But good, excited.
This was us in our old apartment just as we had closed on our new house. We only had 30 days to make this new house livable before we absolutely had to move out of our old place, and there was so much that we needed to get done. And that involved many, many, many different sketches, 3D renderings to see if we liked the layout, if there was anything we wanted to change, because we had to get that done as soon as possible. This house is over 100 years old, and we knew there was going to be some obstacles that we were going to come across, and oh boy we did. When we got here, we had squirrels in the attic, basically no lights at all in the house, and for some reason a previous renovation they decided to paint over everything that would have been absolutely beautiful had they had just left it the original wood.
But as you can see, every single room has carpets to be ripped up, is in desperate need of a good paint job, and is just filled with junk. But with that kind of view, how can you say no? So let's rewind back to day one.
What are you doing? Oh! Is it Billy, huh? What you got? What you got? What is this place? Oh, we're going upstairs? You go upstairs?
As you can see, we were all so excited to finally have this home and finally have the keys.
Bro, what is this place?
So excited that we wanted to sleep there the first night. But with that came a couple challenges.
Hi. What is this place?
First things first, we got to get these locks changed over, which should be an easy process, but as we've quickly found out when working with a 100-year-old house, nothing is as easy as it should be. But that's all a part of the experience.
Step 2. Clear a room and get it clean enough to sleep in. I say enough because even after 7 buckets of water, it was still brown. Once the inspection was complete, it was finally time to go to bed. All right, first day with the house, possession day, March 5th, 2025. How are you feeling?
We changed 2 locks and cleaned a little bit. And
Which
we're good.
again feels like nothing, but both locks needed new holes done, and one of them was really difficult. The other one wasn't too bad, and then there was a chiseling that was occurring. And again, it's the classic case of it took so much longer than we thought it would. I wouldn't even say twice. I would say almost 10 times longer than I thought that would take.
And then as we were settling into our lovely bed here,
Yeah.
my wife brought a extra comfy fitted topper for an
Mattress
air
topper,
mattress
yeah.
to make it feel more like a real mattress. Spilly saw that, jumped on it, pissed on it.
Yeah.
So now we just get uncomfy air mattress.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
But that's okay, because still amazing first night, and it was still exciting, and we're exhausted, but in the best way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, good first night. Now on to the real work. During this first weekend, we had family come into town to help us with the first couple things we needed to do, which included tearing up all the nasty carpet that was in the house and removing all of the stuff that the previous owner left behind, which, as you can see, was a lot. After donating everything we could and salvaging a handful of pieces for ourselves, there was still a lot of junk left over in the house that just needed to get thrown out, along with every room basically having carpet in it. And this carpet was so stained and none of it matched, and it all needed to go. What's better than one layer of carpet in a bathroom? 2 layers of carpet.
Once we got all the carpet cleaned out, we knew we would have to set up some sort of home base for our tools as we had a lot of work to complete. The whole house had knob and tube wiring, which meant it needed to be addressed immediately so we didn't burn it down. There were also lots of plumbing issues that needed to be addressed, which resulted in us taking down both the kitchen and front entryway ceilings, which did need to be updated anyways. So it was time to suit up and get ready for some demolition. These ceilings had a bunch of layers to them. The first being these foam acoustic panels that were clearly put there from a previous renovation. We're guessing sometime in the 80s. Just like the rest of this house, the original ceiling here underneath that foam was made of plaster. And all of that needed to come down so we could get a better look at the knob and tube as well as any other fixes we might need for plumbing. We had never really worked with this before, and what we didn't realize is when you start taking this stuff down, it's like it's raining rocks and 100 years worth of dirt on your head.
They always tell you how much fun demo is, but what they don't talk about is the mess that it makes. All this debris weighed hundreds of pounds and took multiple trips to get rid of. But it definitely felt like way more effort to get rid of it than to take it down. It was only day 2, and as you could see, the bin was already mostly full. While they were working on getting the entryway ceiling down, we were in the living room tearing up the rest of the carpet. Goodbye stain-covered carpet, hello dirt-covered floors.
And now that the ceiling's down, let's move on to the kitchen. At first glance, these kitchen cabinets look fine, but unfortunately, we were able to see years of mouse poop and water damage, which means they had to come down. This was the layout of our kitchen before demolition, and oh boy, we were in for a few surprises.
Because why wouldn't you cover the top part of your cabinet with drywall? You covered up this little piece of wood.
The window.
And look at this molding back there. That's all been covered.
But also look at this interesting shape of molding at the top.
I know, it looks nice. And then yeah, there's that like bit of molding there at the top that was just hidden under that ugly light. That is now broken. And this is like a whole third of your cabinet that you don't get to use.
And it was like completely blocked off.
Not only were the top third of these cabinets sealed in a previous renovation, every single one of these cabinets was held together with so much glue and so many long nails, it was quite the challenge to take them down without pulling all the plaster behind them with it. It was around this point we realized the tops of these cabinets were sealed in by the ceiling as well, which also had to come down for both electrical and plumbing, so unfortunately that would have to wait for another day. The last piece here was taking off this little bit of trim for this door so we could finally build the extension on this wall that we needed.
Honey, how's working in the dark?
Oh good, because we have light. Just farther away. But look. There's a wall.
But why do we have no light over here?
Well, because knob and tube, man, knob and tube, what can I say? Knob and tube. Well, we made a wall.
We made a wall.
It took us like 4 hours.
4 hours to make a wall. Sounds about right.
It did. It only took us like 2 hours. But still.
This was the final result of the kitchen before we really had to get up there and tear that ceiling down. This was the final project for our first weekend as homeowners. Before tearing down the ceiling, we tried to put plastic wrap on all the walls and floor to contain as much of the mess as possible. We did try this in the front entryway, but we did not put as much plastic wrap as we did here, which dropped a ton of dust on the floor and required like 8 passes with a mop to finally get clean. But this method worked much better, and we were able to contain most of the mess and made cleanup much easier. This was just the first weekend in bringing this 110-year-old house back to life. We've got a lot more to uncover, a lot more to fix, and probably a lot more surprises hiding in these walls. But we're excited to keep going, and if you want to see where this place ends up, we'd love to have you along for it, because the next part gets even messier.
Rowie, what do you think?
Give me your phone. No, I don't want to get your hair in all the senses. No. Immediately, let's not do that.